My friends, welcome back to the channel. Cheers. Friends, cheers. My friends, cheers. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. Guys, cheers. Thanks for hanging out. My friends, welcome back to the channel. Cheers to you. I'm real excited to get into this video here to kind of showcase you the different types of lanterns that Coleman started as early as the 1980s, and we started right here with this brown one. They did come in a green version, and they called that the pea shooter. That was the nickname for that. I don't have a green one, still on the hunt, but we got the 222 original brown, 222A, 222B, 226 newer style, 30. Let me make sure 30. Yeah, 3022. So they kind of jumped numbers on this one a little bit, but this one it's probably fired once. Super clean. The generator does show a little bit of heat action, so this did see a little bit of action. What is this? This is May of 2003. Real good condition here. So anyway, so yeah, let's get into it. I'll just start kind of at the 222, and we'll work up there. And I'll just give you kind of a little bit of facts about the lanterns I have here. There are more models, but you know, this is what we got so far. Maybe next year, after this is like the second video of the hiking lanterns, maybe next year we'll do like a part 3 to see what else I acquired. I do have the box for the Peak 1 here. Bring you around. So I do got the box for the, kind of goes right here with this guy, but the rest were just found in the wild. I do like the 220 6-year globe. I like the light diffusers they kind of put in there. It's pretty sweet. This one is more of a frosted. It's off of a gas, I think, camping gas it says. And then some of these are actually plain Janers. So Coleman did put some labels on some of these, and some of them they just got like a little number there, but no real identification markings. Only this one and this one say Coleman. So they could have these could have broke, and these could be replacements off something else. I did find this extra globe. Again, it's not marked. I'm spinning it around. Yeah, it's empty. But I do have this replacement for the 3022, but it fits, you know, 222, 226s. But yeah, I do have a spare one. Hard to find, very hard to find. And when you do find them, people kind of think, you know, they got gold. I've seen them way over $100, and then I've got it as cheap as $5. So, you know, it's it's all on who has it or where you're getting it from. The first one I got, I believe it was this A. I got this at the Coleman convention inside off a sales table where people are selling it, and it was like 30 bucks. Look out there if someone just has a single one. Those tend to be a little bit cheaper than to someone who has multiple. So that's what I've noticed. You know, people that has multiple of these hiking lanterns, they want like an arm and a leg, but a guy who's just got one, you know, and I get a great deal on it. So, but let's go with let's start off in just order. So let's pull up this 222 here and kind of go over it. At the end, we'll fill them up and we'll light them and look at the different. These are supposed to have number 20 mantles, and I am fresh out of 20 mantles. I put a 21 on there. I'm hoping it'll shrink up a little. We're gonna try it anyways. This one came. This is a non-fired, so there's the size 20. It just touches the bottom. Obviously, when we pre-light these mantles, it'll shrink up. So we'll try it. I'm hoping for the best. All right, this first one here, January of '82. Now, brown was one of your color options when they first started. They had a brown, they had a green, but the brown came in, and it was more like a porcelain finish, just like your vents, and went to 94, and that's you know, the 222, the 222A, and the B. 1981 to 1994. So they had a pretty good run for a while. You know, in the early 80s, people were really getting into hiking, and that's why they came out with these. There was a need. And then in the mid 90s, it was kind of dying off a little, as some of the reports say. The early 222s here, they had I would call it like a three position, you know, valve or something like that. 3-position valve. You got your off, light, and run. And on the later 220, so your 220A and your 222B, I keep saying 220, don't I? 222, sorry. 222, they moved just to an on and off. So it started, you know, you could see in the pictures here, it started with the run or the off, light, run, and then they just switched to the on and off. And then this one, which we'll get into, totally different. It's kind of almost just like a normal lantern with the cleaning the tip. You got an off and an on, and then kind of go back and forth to clean it. But yeah, they had a 3-position valve, is what I would call it. They did say that the original 222 generator is often praised for like a better burning, more efficient. So if you look here, the generator on these is a lot smaller. I wish I had a like a dial gauge to kind of give you the exact, but you can see in these pictures how much fatter. And you can even notice it on the top, like right where it goes in, you have like a little lip. Like little lip and then the tip, okay? And then look at here on this one compared. Just everything's more beef here. When they went bottom of the valve, there we go. So here's a clean example. So right over the nut, you almost have like a, see if I can get it, I don't have feeling here. You can see almost how right there it's like a step. So they had to bring that down in size for that generator. When they switched to the A model, it's straight, just like any generator. So what happened was, the smaller you're going to make your generator, the more pressure is going to come up through there. Bigger opening you have, more flow. More flow means loss of air in the tank. Don't know how much smaller it is, but visually it's smaller. So these did run better because of that issue. When they did go to the bigger ones, that's why you got to pump it a lot. So what they did here, this is the A. We just showed you. It's straight. Here's the B. Look at the generator and the B. They went back down to it again. Not as dramatic as that one, because that one's super dramatic, but it is tapered. It's tapered down. They figured out that. Let's jump over to the peak one. This is all the way in 2003. We got the same generator, and then it's not stepped down here in the generator, so there's no step to it. So it's going to be just like a. So these, you know, had O-rings in them, so you kind of got to watch to see if something's dripping out of here or not. And I don't have fuel in any of them except the A and the. I did a video on this one here. So this one has ran. I threw a new mantle on it. And then this one I have fired up, but these other I have not. So we'll get into those. So kind of finishing up on this brown one here. They were rated at 125 candle power. So not too bright, but when you're hiking and stuff, you only need to kind of light up in the area you're at, whereas some of the other lanterns put out a good spread. So that's why they went with these, just for portability, not needing a super big light output, just kind of wherever your camp was, this would light it up. So we'll jump to the next one. We lit this one up before. We talked about the generator here. They went with a 2-position valve. And this one was a January of 1988. This one here, different fuel cap. It looked like it might have had one of the, it's kind of something like this, a little tether for the cap. I see the spot for it, but it's gone. This one is 89. 12 of 89 on this one. I really had to kind of clean the bottom away, and then it's not stamped all that well, but you just got to get the correct light, and you can see there's a 1, 2, and then an 8, 9. So 89. I do like the frosted globe. We'll light them up to kind of see the difference in them, but I do like how to see if Coleman made something like that. This one right here, the 226, January of 93. I kind of like this one. I kind of like it. We got a bigger tank, it looks like. Could be the color, but looks like it's bigger. But again, could be the color. Just throwing my eyes off, or the collar here, where these didn't have the collar. I kind of like the collar. Gives it a cleaner look. I like the globe. Pump changed on these. Went with the push and twist instead of the clip. So it's got right there. That way when you turn it off, locks in. Kind of nifty. I don't know if the other ones have it. Oh, yeah, they do. All the way back to the... Yeah, alright. They all have it. I just guess I never noticed it. Okay, someone's... Alright. Like I said, this one's not fired. It's really clean. Tank looks good. Do a quick wipe. That little stuff sack that goes with this liner for this 226, it's got some kind of material inside, and it's disintegrating, and it puts all this yellow dust all over it. So see why it's, oh, it's not yellow, it's brown. I'll show you. So I've turned it inside out. It's the foam. It's like the padding. She just wore away. That's why. All right. This does have like a kind of a tapered. I don't know why it's got like a dent there, but it tells you what the manual to use. 20, which is on it. That one is good. All right. And then we got this this 3022. Again, then we got the box for it here. Burn time is 3 hours. This just takes Coleman fuel. All these take Coleman fuel except for this one. This one does Coleman fuel and regular fuel. It's a dual fuel, but the rest of them are just Coleman. Burn time, dry weight, 27 ounces. Fuel capacity on this one is 8 ounces. So they're kind of all going to be around the same, around 8 ounces. Except for this one. I'll put it up on the screen if it's different once I get in front of the computer. Could be the same. They could be all 8 ounces. Maybe it's just the gray, the silver, or the gray paint. But we kind of got sturdy, lightweight, dim control, fits in most backpacks. The ventilator is porcelain coated to prevent rust and cracking. Provides 360 of light, and it's got a filler cap lanyard to help prevent cap loss. All right, I'm going to fill these up and we're going to light them. This O-ring right here, seen better days. I'll take it off gently and then see. This is the O-ring in there that kind of, but it's our first fire up, so we didn't know what we were kind of getting into. So perfect example of don't know if I told you guys this before, but anytime you're messing with O-rings or replacing O-rings, they have to be rated for gas and oil. If you just put some regular O-rings into it, the fuel will eat it. Not all O-rings are the same. Got it in. I just need to push it back a little some. Okay. You don't really have to keep turning it in. I just was making sure, but yeah, these little guys right here. So let's put the, you gotta line them up pretty straight. And then just use a flathead to help it. There's these little grooves, and you just gotta keep pushing them back. Perfect. Throw the screw back in. Oop. Tighten your cap so it don't leak. Come on. Show you guys a trick if you don't know this. 1 second, let me go get it. In my electrical bag that I keep under here, you have a magnetize and demagnetize. So if I wanted to demagnetize it, but you can kind of push it all over, it's not gonna stay. Now you put it into the magnetize. There you go. Especially when you're working on lanterns and stuff. A lot of people don't know that's there. Yeah, not a lot of people know about that. All right. Let's see how we're doing. Close it. Okay, try it again. Kind of get the fuel going through there. We got no leaks. And that's one thing you want to do before you light some, especially with these O-rings. You know, fill it up, apply your pressure before you light anything. Just turn your valve a couple times, see what happens. You know, the guy before you might have robbed some parts. You hate to see that happen, but it does happen. He needed some parts, he robbed them, sold the unit. Now you're left with something that leaks. So let's sorry, bad view. It's still off, by the way. There we go. So I got the globe off. Let's do a quick wipe, very gently. I'll show you the other lids to show you throughout the years how they changed these backpack liner lids. So that's just, you know, pretty straightforward. They get hot, so you don't got time to mess around with them like another lantern where it gives you a little bit of leeway. These guys are so small that it heats up quick. And there's that one I'm going to set over there. Let's get this one going. Love it. Alright, put the O-rings back before I knock it over. And if you're wondering, have you ever knocked over the 1,020 piece O-ring set? Yes, I have. But we're just going to move forward and not talk about it. Alright, let's take this one off. Vent. Someone did something to it because I can't get the fingerprints off, so they baked their fingerprints into the... So check this out. Look at that little revision for the vent. Went with this little platform. Now I'm just burning the mantle, and I will do a fuel check, but I've already had this lantern going once. We did a video on it, but you can never be too safe just to check. Alright. We loaded the generator up, so just heat that generator. How's the globe look on this? So in case you're wondering, the 21s are doing fabulous. I think they just work just right. Now you do have to watch on these backpack lanterns when you put these pieces in, because I've had it slip off and hit that glass. We'll let that one burn. We'll move along. This vent has seen better days. Not the cleanest 222B, but let's just see. Alright, moving along. I'm gonna have to definitely trim this video up, guys and gals. First fire up on this 226. And I will say this though, that size 20 mantle is just a little tiny thing, isn't it? Make sure it's, yep. Make sure the globe's on correct. Check this out. They even redid it again on this one. 2 vent holes. Okay, we're in. We gotta shimmy them over. Last one. Same deal with the vent here, like on the 226. There's a globe on this. Looks good. We'll just quick wipe. There we have it. One O-ring repair, not too bad. But this is my 5 lanterns that I have that are the backpack. Now you guys know the rules. You know, I only try to keep 2 of every model. These are different. So we got a 222, an A, a B. So they might be a backpack lantern, but I still keep I only keep 2 of the same model. If I have a third, it's for parts or something that I'm doing, then I'll just get rid of it. But I'm going to go through each one. I just want to check just to make sure we're at the brightest we can go, so I can give you my honest opinion. Sweet. Brown's running, slight flicker. I mean, it's from 1981, so we don't know when the last time it ran, so we'll just let it kind of do its thing. The 220A doesn't seem as bright, and I feel why that is because they went with that thicker generator. They went with that thicker generator, and I feel it. I don't know how it looks in camera, but it just doesn't look as bright in person. This is hard to judge because you've got the frosted, but it seems to be running okay. The 226 here, now if it was me, I'd put a 21 on it. That 20 is just, you know, I know that's how they had them, but I don't know, I think a 21 would. But then also, again, it might, by doing that, we might lose efficiency. So we'll have to, for science, we'll have to try it out and see how we like. And then we got the 3022, the 3022. That's running great, nice and bright. All right, my friends. Cheers. Getting warm in here already. I'm scooch back. Appreciate you guys hanging out as we kind of go through these different models of backpack lanterns that I got. We got 5 now. There's still, I want to get a Canadian model, green. And there's a 229, another model that I've been kind of looking for, so I'll keep my eye open for that. But they're all pretty cool. Obviously, we talked about the generator issue with them making it bigger. You know, if you were to ask me, oh, which one would you go with? You know, honestly, I'd probably go with something that you can dim. You know, so this 3022 you can dim. Some of these are just on and off. I do like the 226. I like the gray. So probably 226 or the 3022 are going to be my favorite, just because of the features I have on it. The other ones are great, but I like the option to dim something. I do like that option. I do like the globe on this one, and since they all take the same style globe, I can kind of switch it around. So if I want to take a certain one and use outside, I can move it around. Obviously, you got to be careful, because if you only have one globe and you crack it, so, but yeah, I do like that. Thanks, friends. We'll see you on the next one.